Oh, 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 shit. I just discovered I was mute. I was mute. So the first few minutes I've been talking, I was mute. I just discovered it now. So as I was saying, I said good evening, everyone. Thank you for following us since we started our live sessions on Facebook. There's some people that have always been here. I really want to appreciate you. Those who are watching silently, they're not commenting, they're not even liking. Special shout out to you people. It's exciting, it's interesting to be here. I love the fact that there are people who are there being inspired by what I do here. Is it makes me encouraged to do more. And today I'm particularly excited because Victory will be joining us. Victory has been away for like 3 months, I guess, 3 live sessions. She had some academic work that needed her attention, so she could not join. But this December she'll be here, and the conversation is going to be interesting. You're going to enjoy yourself, and it's going to be top notch. You're going to enjoy yourself. So quickly, let me just invite a few persons, invite people to join. While if you're watching, you can share. Let me invite Victory to join me here on the studio. Mhm. All right. So sorry for the break in transmission. I'm sorry. I'm sure by next year we'll not have to be taking a break to go and share the link and making arrangements for that. That I'll have my devices linked. So that I have other devices that will be linked. So we don't need to, you know, take a break to share the link. Meanwhile, Vichy was at backstage. I was trying to ask her. I think she left. So, if you were to describe your 2022 in one word, what would that word be? For me, I would say 2022 was awesome. Yeah, the year came with its challenges. There are a lot of things that I didn't expect that happened. Of course, you expect us, both the good and the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. They're all meant to, inspire us onto our function. Now, I'm really so excited that I began this live video. I think our very first live video was in April. Excuse me. Very first live video was in April, and we're talking about education in Nigeria from the student's perspective, kind of challenges we have, and how we should be able to navigate through these challenges. If you are hearing me, I'd like you to say, I can hear you. Then be sure. Yes, and be sure you can hear me. I network's a bit unstable where I am. So if we say to look at 2022, looking at the beginning of the year as of January, what were my expectations for the year? Yes, we all had our plans sketched out. We had plans, we had expectations, and I will not say my expectations were cut short. Yes, but as God will have it, I think a lot of things that I didn't even expect. I mean, positive things actually came to play. Some things I didn't even expect going to come sooner came earlier than I thought. Some things I know some things that I thought I would get earlier, I didn't get them earlier again as I thought. I'm trying to get Bridget to join. I'm trying to get Bridget to join. Okay, Victory is here. Sorry for the network glitch. Where I am, the network is so as the only thing I can say. Probably it will affect my video. I may not have to do much video again as I wanted because of lack of network. Victory, are you there? Victory, please unmute and say hi to the people. Welcome back. We missed you. You've been away. People have been asking, where is Victory? Where is Victory? That Victory is coming. Victory should be here. So Victory is here now. Victory, please say hi to them. I can't hear you. Victory, are you there? I think we lost her again. Just as I was saying, I was talking about like what's your highest point in the year 2020. I know my highest point in the year 2020 was when as I really get talking better, started making more connections, started making more connections with people like I planned, like I really believe I should. And those connections that I already had, I was able to, strengthen them better, keeping up with with those relationships, the commitment to them, all the husband I have. And I think I had more results in that aspect where I had to label less, just had to, take advantage of human currencies and settle certain issues and put certain things the way they are. I think that's one major thing I can note from my year, the experiences I had in 2022. I got to understand that family is important, yes. Then having the right kind of people within your space that propel you in the direction of where you should be going is very important. So that was my highest point. Then, although one challenges I had is I didn't get to read as much books as I wanted, maybe because I was reading from my phone. So, but I'm only making a range side. It doesn't happen next year. Now, the essence of all this is for you to ensure you go through your previous experiences, learn from them, and know how to make better decisions subsequently. Now, it's not for you to look back and be like, 2020, I didn't even make money. 2020, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I didn't go to this place like I planned. I didn't go to that place like I expected. I was supposed to do this, to do that. And then even the little progresses you made, the progress you recorded, you just feel like those ones are irrelevant. They're not completely irrelevant. They are also very important. That's why you must acknowledge the successes you had in 2022. Some people had a new job in 2022. Some had new visas, they got visas for new nations. You had some other wonderful experiences. If you go to your goal set for the year 2022, no matter how small it may seem, there's one or two, which is back, there's one or two progresses you must have made. I mean, there's some things maybe you didn't even ask you the goal for the year that you may have even achieved. As the year proceeds, sorry, excuse me. As the year proceeds, you begin to, see some things that I think this should feature in my life. I think this should not feature in my life. And maybe adjustment along the line. But go back and review your life in 2022. Go back, look at the books you plan on reading. You may not have read all the books you plan on reading, but compared to where you're coming from, acknowledge that progress, no matter how small. I know you may not earn as much as you want to earn as of now. You don't have the kind of money you really want or the kind of money you really need. But compared to where you're coming from, there's progress. Acknowledge that progress. Celebrate it. Don't commonize it. Don't acknowledge, no matter how small. Some people are trying to improve their speaking ability, trying to improve the way you speak, feel like you're not appearing and learned enough. You improve here and there, acknowledge it and celebrate that success. If you've not celebrated yourself this year, 2022, go back and celebrate yourself. So if you are spiritual people, you've never done fast before, and you're able to fast for about 3 days.
Okay. I don't know if anybody can hear me. Okay, I don't think Joy is around anymore. Well, in case anybody can see and hear me, I think I'll take over from here. No, this reminds me about our last video, our first video, like first time we had this video. Mm, I would say we are improving. Let me say it like that. But hello to everybody out there. It's me once again, Iyawe Victory. And it's good to be back. I've been away for a very long time. And I don't know if anybody had noticed. But I just want to say 2022 so far have been a great year for me, especially. I can say that. Well, generally, well, we're just talking about how the year have been so far, how um, gotten along, how how long we've come, all those anything. But I don't want to thank God, Sha, because I would say that there are plans that we've made and there are plans that people have made so far. Maybe some could not be completed, some have been. But I would say wherever you have gotten to now, 2022 could be a 2022. It's like it could be a new beginning for you, and it could be a starting point. Yes, people may look at this year and say, "Ah, I've wasted this year." But to be honest, you can't really waste a year, and you can't really waste I can't you can't really classify it as a waste because I'm sure definitely you learned some things. So so our how will I put our highest point in 2022? I believe that everybody here, I believe everybody has had their highest points, has had their peak this year. Me, my own peak was not too long ago when I don't know, I can just say that I thank God for this year and I'll say my peak was earlier this month when they released our results and everybody just was successful and we all went out, we're rejoicing, we all completed our exams, we all finished our semester and everything. I just want to thank God for everything. That was really my peak. And I think I even discovered so many things about myself that I didn't even know. Yeah, I would say that. Sorry. So many things about myself that I didn't even know. So I just want everybody to look deep down, and I'm sure that they must have had, you guys must have had a peak in this video to your peak. Just think back and say, what did I really achieve? What was my peak this year? What did I do? At what point did you say did I feel high? that I feel like I've achieved a lot of things. Look back because the year is already ending. Yeah, or the year, as my father would say, the year has ended. So whatever you plan to do this year, if you haven't done it, sorry, there's no more time anymore. And you sit back and say, what have I accomplished this year? What was my peak? What do I want to do? Or what did I do? What did I accomplish? Because as it is now, it's going to be the same next year, and it's going to be the same the year after that year, and the year, and so it's going to be because that's how time works. So that's it. That was my peak. That was my peak. And I know that this year also came with a lot of challenges. And there was a lot of challenges. Well, they say that as long as you're alive, as long as you're alive, that how they say problem doesn't finish. There are lots of challenges this year. Um, okay, well, I think what was one of my top? What was my challenge? I think um, okay. I think the challenge I had, I can only say is I think one of the toughest challenges I had was I don't academics, my school. But it's past now. That was 2022 because I've been anticipating for something I thought that was this big. When it finally came and we all skated through it, I looked at it now as something that is minute. Like I want if somebody could tell me, if somebody could tell my old self at the beginning of this year, this is where I would be by the end of this year, I wouldn't have believed it. This year was a really surprising year for me. I don't know. This year was a really surprising year for me. And hello, Joy. She's back.
I'm back. I guess there's a time
Yeah,
lag, so it will take like 16 seconds there about for you to hear me.
I'm hearing you
I'm
perfectly
back.
well.
Sorry, the network is really bad where I am. I had to
Yeah.
go
Hello. Hello.
disappear. And I'm here. I'm here. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, yeah. I
You were
was
sharing
just
something.
talking. Yeah, I was talking
Yes, yes,
to
yes.
our audience. Yes, I was just talking about how the year has been, the challenges that we've had so far. I personally had so far, and I was saying
Mm.
that if someone had told me that this is where I would be by this time,
Okay.
like if somebody had told me at the beginning of this year, this is where I would be, I would have believed.
Mm.
There were lots of challenges, and I thank God for helping me scale through.
Yeah,
Yes, since I used to, some big
that's
mountains
what
that
things
were.
are saying.
Oh, hello, please.
That's why I okay. So the truth is that what I was saying that some things that I thought should come didn't come. Some things I thought to come even later came. Understand? So
I
even
know.
moving to this
I was.
future that we should have
I
by
was
now
even
didn't come. There's some
talking.
things.
I was even talking about some
Okay.
things that we would have wanted to achieve at the end of this year, and we didn't achieve them. And I was like, it's not too late. You can 2022 could not. It's not just an end. It can also be a new beginning. So whatever you're planning, whatever they are planning to do, whatever you're planning to achieve, you can always start. It's, they say it's better late than never.
Yes, yes. Now, one of the things that I was saying, I'm not sure if my network made it clear. I was talking about acknowledging your little progress. So, no matter how small the progress you thought you made, acknowledge it and do a review. You go look at your maybe you had a goal financially. You may not meet that goal, you may not meet the millions you wanted to make, but there was growth. The growth may be in maybe an ability to now manage funds better or inability to generate more funds compared to the previous year. You have to sit down, outline the progress you know you made. Maybe you now relate better with your family members than you did before. You had more time to bond with them and create good memories with them compared to the experiences you used to have in the previous years. It's something you should write down and notes, and then you note the areas to where you didn't do well. So you need to know how to improve. And for
Yes.
you to improve in those areas, you need to note those people who are doing well in those areas. You need to note them. And if they are within your reach, you can have conversations with them. If they're not within your reach, you can get the talk with their audio or their books. So, get to know what they have.
She's out again. As she was saying, let me just continue from where she stopped. She was saying something about, she was saying things about even if you haven't accomplished some things that you want to accomplish that you couldn't accomplish, then you can just start over, write them down, put them down. If you are teacher, places areas that you haven't really done well in, areas that you haven't touched, you can, no, it's not, you shouldn't give up. You should start over. You can start over. As I said, as the year ends, it's a new, the year is ending and it's a new beginning. It's not ending. Because they say it's ending, that doesn't mean everything just ends with it. New things can start from there. Time goes on, time goes on. And oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. I wonder, the network is really bad. So having some difficulties. Anyway, as I was saying, so just because you said, oh, what I wanted didn't come or what I planned I didn't accomplish it, that doesn't mean that you give up. Welcome back,
Okay, sorry, my
sister.
network is so calm. I'm in a different location right now, not where I used to be. So I didn't really know that the network here has changed like it used to be before. So
It's
let's talk
okay.
about how to set realistic goals. Realistic goals. Because part of the things that
Realistic.
I learned in 2022. We just set goals that we know that we want to feel puffed up. We want to feel like, yes, I want to do something in my life. And then you know that these goals are not realistic. You can't, with what you've written down, you cannot even move from point A to B. And you know that, okay, I'm able to move from this point to this point. One of the goals that I believe people should make, that is very paramount, is the goal to grow, like intentionally ensure you add up in wisdom, add up in exposure, and it's something you should plan
Yes.
for. You should plan for being adding up knowledge in every aspect of your life, academics, your spiritual life, your social life. I remember at the beginning of the year, I read a book on networking, and it actually took. I thought I was a good socializer. Normally, I know how to make friends. When I read that book on networking, it actually made me realize that networking
She was telling me that she read a book about networking, something about networking. And the network is really bad, honestly. Anyway, she was saying something about shred. And I would really like to read that book, whatever it may be. And I'll ask her for that later. I just hope the network favors us because mine is even it's not having issues. Okay. So let me just go back to my own side of okay, she's gone again. It's just me. It's just me and you guys again. Oh god. So um talking about setting goals and setting realistic goals from what I picked up a thing or two about setting goals, and I can tell you that the more realistic it is, the more easier it is to accomplish them. Like I'm not going to say, I'm not saying that you shouldn't set something big or you shouldn't dream big, but I would say first that the more realistic goals you set, the more easy it be able, the more easy it be able you'll be able to accomplish them. So first things when you say goals, you can say what you need to improve. Like as she was saying, your relationship with God, your relationship with people, academics. This when you tell yourself this is what I want to do. Okay, I'm used to doing this. I do this. This is what I do. Or this is what I did this year. I noticed that I could make friends easily, or I noticed that I was good in this course. I was good in this area. Why don't I improve myself? Maybe by the end, maybe if you've developed an interest in, I don't know, a course, maybe plant biology, and you say you want to, at the end of this year, maybe at the end of 2023 or before the end of 2023, I'll know everything that has to do with this particular course or this particular subject. Tell yourself that that's a realistic goal. It's something, it's something you already have, something you already know. You can just improve yourself. Or you say, I just want to build more connections by this year. I want to meet up with new people, meet new people, build people like mind, people with the same mindset with me. I want to build this relationship with people by this year. Good relationships. This is what I want to do. I've already seen potential in myself that I can do this because you can never really say you want to, you can never really stay alone or stand alone. You need people, you need help around. If you say I want to help people, I want to do this, you can realistic goals, that's the best thing. Many of us we are all schooling now. Say if you say I want to have such results or I want to work towards this to my exam, okay, this 2022, my the exams I've written this year, they didn't really meet the standard I wanted it to meet. So you can say, well, it's a new beginning for me to start and do something and improve. I can do something better and see how I can do better in next year, 2023. So setting realistic goals, setting goals, starting new things, new beginnings, everything is all happening now. It's all happening now, be it at the end of this year or beginning of next year. That's how it's all going to be. That's how it is. Then, oh no, okay. I think I've touched something. Okay. Yes. Oh, wait. How? I would say, how do we prepare ourselves for the I don't know if she's spoken about it because I came in late, but there was something about preparing yourself for the upcoming year. And as I was saying, the realistic goals, you also said you have to actually believe in yourself and work towards it because it's not just by setting goals. Some people say, I want to do this and do that, but they don't actually put in the effort that is required to achieve such goals. So, how are they going to actually do what they want to do? You have to better get that spirit of laziness out of you. If you say you want to start making plans, well, if you want to start preparing yourself for the coming year, you have to start now. It's now. Say procrastination is a thief of time. So whatever you're planning to do, start now. Yeah, as this year is ending, you say whatever I want to do, take my paper, take my pen, put it down. So when you are preparing for the upcoming year, when you're preparing for next year, just make it in mind that no laziness is allowed. You don't have to be lazy. So if you say you want to start, you want to get good in this, you want to get good in this course, you want to get good what you want to get better at this, you want to get good at that. Whatever is required of you to get better, you have to start now. It's not going to end. It's not going to get any easier. So that's just for the upcoming year. Then so I think we're talking about relationships. Yes. When we're talking about when I am setting such goals, networking, relationships, some of us have really something about family. When it comes to family, I think she was saying something about family, relationships with friends. I think that one is most important. I think I've learned that during this year 2022, I learned the importance of having good friends and family, strong people at your back. It's really important. You can't disregard that. You have to build strong connections because I think that's how life starts. You just plan well, and you know who you are following, people who you are with. So I think Joy is trying to come back, but network isn't permitting her. I don't really know if
Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the breaking transmission. I'm trying to get network. So I have to take the router outside so that I can get network. I think network is very fast now. So as I was
yeah,
saying that. So when I began to read that book on networking, I noticed that there's some things I was doing that I didn't even know they were principles I was engaging. So now reading that book and seeing those things that these are things I've been doing before, I became more intentional that this is a principle I'm engaging. So I'll know that I have to repeat this thing over and over again to get certain results. And certain results I
So
got, I will
what
know
did you
how I
see the name
got
of
them.
the book was?
So I will know I got those results. Okay, as in principles of new rules of networking by I think an Asian man, trying to remember his whole name, but just right, New Rules of Networking. That was one of the books I read as January. Now, so you should create a system to ensure that you read a book at it's a number of seasons, so maybe every month, every week, or whatever way that you believe will be suitable for you. And of course, attend meetings where you meet people of like mind, rub minds together, and connect with people because they're just people away from your next miracle. You're people away from your next dream, your next wish, your next goal being achieved. That's one of the things. And then I believe one of the goals that people should set more is not just have that mindset of want to do everything at once. Begin with one person at a time, one project at a time, one task at a time, and giving all your all to ensuring that everything works fine. If you are giving scholarship to, you're looking at building an NGO or an organization that gives scholarship to indigent students in their numbers, like over 1,000, 2,000. You don't have to have sponsorship before you start. You can start with just one person or that one person that is in your neighborhood. You can start sponsoring that person through school. Okay, you cannot pay the school fees for a university student. You can start for primary school children, secondary school children, just starting from that space. And then you should not be scared to take risks. But which if you have anything to say at some point, just interject. I mean, let me know so I can let you speak.
Yeah, I
So
I guess I'm
yes,
listening.
you begin to have realistic goals where you have to avail yourself to be a blessing at every small level you find yourself. Not always because we have this attitude of trying to, reach for the top and feel like our current phase is useless,
Yes,
forgetting the fact
it's
that you are stepping up the
useless.
ladder. Someone else is coming. It's not useless. You
Yeah,
will not be there twice. You will not meet
I
those
know.
people again when you leave that place. You not have those kind of people around you. That neighbor that is aged or that indigent person may not be around you again when you step higher and leave that space. So
Yeah,
that opportunity you have to bless that person, that opportunity you have to impact that person, to teach that person a few things that you know. If you don't do that at that time and you're focused on on achieving bigger goals and just going higher and higher and higher, you may regret. Please, you were saying something. Which you were saying something.
no, I wasn't. I was listening. I was just saying. I was just concurring to what you said.
And
You were saying something about being where you currently
okay.
are, and when you overlook it, when you overlook in the sense that you feel that you haven't achieved what you
Mm,
want to achieve, and you're looking at the big picture, not knowing that where you are is actually important. It's
mm,
part of the stepping stone. So those people around you who need
yeah.
your help at this point, they are not going to be there when you eventually get to
Mm,
where you want to go. So everything is just step by step,
okay.
taking it a step at a time.
Yeah.
So I was just concurring to what you said.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. And then my slogan, my mantra for this season is saturate every phase. Like you may not be able to do everything or do many things at the same time, but within your capacity, saturate the phase that you are, such that it should be on record that you did your best, you maximize that opportunity, that influence, that phase that you were in. Sorry, my camera is shaking, trying to make it stable. All right, so that you know that you maximize that space. Maybe you are currently a local government chairman or you're just the chairman of a committee. Ensure you maximize that influence to the extent that by the time you leave and you go up higher, you won't have to look back and say, I wish I did this while I was there. I wish I was able to do this and do this while I was there. Of course, you had all the time to do all those things. So why didn't you do
Yeah.
those things while you were there? So, put you yourself. You have something else to add?
I've been saying
All right.
much,
So,
but I'll just say I'll just say that this, as I've been saying this year, or how it has been
mm,
so far, that wherever you are, whatever goals that
mm,
you make, don't just run, as you said. Don't just think of the big picture alone. Take it
sorry,
a
please
step.
excuse me.
Yeah. Take it a step at a time. Whether be any position you find yourself in, you're able to help others do it now because you won't know you won't know when those people will be around you, so that you won't look back and say, as you said just now, I wish I did this when I was there. I wish I did this when I was there. So that's just basically it.
To also the state of our nation. Yes. Okay, are we still together? This.
Yeah, the
I think
network
we should
is.
link this to the state of our nation, Nigeria. I don't think are getting tougher. A lot of things that the economy is not getting even smiley anymore. Okay, can you hear me?
I'm hearing.
Yeah, the state of the economy is not even funny anymore. And there's almost every reason why you should get discouraged. One of the things that will encourage every person out there is why things are extremely getting difficult. Be proactive, be positive, be forward thinking, such that as though it's getting difficult, they're already thinking 5 times ahead of how to create a way within that mess. I think that's one of the things we have to do and be good at. So mitigate the effect of the coming inflation we may be experienced because I'm even hearing they may remove fuel subsidy in Nigeria, and when they take off the fuel subsidy, the hike in fuel prices even increase more than it is right now. So we should start thinking of multiple streams of income, monetizing certain things we are doing that we're not even aware of, and some other opportunities that are within our capacity, so that we can mitigate the effect of financial issues that may come up due to the state of our economy. So we don't have that mindset of complaining or that mindset of it's difficult, I'm going to die inside this complaint. No, have that heart to fight, to find a way. Just believe that there's a way to live above this stress that is coming. I think that also applies to every other aspect of your life. When things are getting difficult, don't just get so soaked up in it and feel like, oh, it doesn't get any better from here. It can actually get better from there if you can have that mindset of a way. There must be a way. There must be a way. The way may not be within the country. The way may be outside of your immediate location. It may involve you leaving your comfort zone to go mingle with people who are where you really want to be. It may even involve you leaving the country, but the essence is fighting and to not just leave yourself and say there's nothing I can do. Of course, there's something you can do. If you say something, which you have something to say, please. I think a lot of time
Obviously.
has been spent on this live video. There are a lot of breaks. Yes, I think we'll have to round up really soon because we had a lot of intermittent breaks. In towards the end, that's when the video even came out. Well, so sorry, so
No, I
sorry.
think when I no, I was able to say something in between those breaks. I think I was online.
There'll be a lot of improvement. There'll be a lot of improvement in our streaming from next month and next
Yeah,
year.
it's
I know you
just
have
is
had the
the
last time.
it's the you can't really claim it's the network
Mm,
providers, they're not really that
mm,
strong. I had to
exactly.
even some of my other sim to get this one working. I noticed that this one was better than my other one. This one is better than my below, I think.
All right, all right. We'll be running off now. Any final words for them, Victory?
Yeah, I'll just say what I'm going to say is that as we're ending this year, as I keep saying, it's not just the end, but it's a new beginning. So you feel that oh, okay, and you wish you could do more, you can. It's not too late to start. It's not too late to try. And as we said earlier, when you are doing things, it's a step at a time. Don't just wish or think of jumping into the bigger picture. Take it a step at a time because you don't know who you can help at that point in time. And all the challenges you faced, all the challenges you faced from the beginning of this year till now, as long as it didn't kill you, it made you just physically it.
Okay, I'm sure you all can hear me now. We should just give our final one. So we're rounding off now. Our next session on life is going to be more interesting. I'm making an arrangement to ensure that it's hitch free for as many as going to watch this video. I'm sure you're going to take a few lessons from it. Learn to appreciate the progress you made in the previous year, no matter how small, and then write out the things you look at achieving, write achievable and reasonable things and attainable visions. And I noticed you also write things that may look so big and things that it's seeming like you cannot afford, you can't even achieve those things. Don't condescend from dreaming big. But that's different from not that's different from committing yourself to go through a gradual process to achieve those great things that you desire to achieve. All right, so we'll come your way again next week. I'll be here again next week. It's Joy. My name remains Joy. I actually keep maintaining your stance for greatness. Bye.